Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a color and chat video. But before I start, I wanted to give a little shout out to Pebbles Adult Coloring for being my very first subscriber. I really appreciate her support and her encouragement, and I will definitely link her channel down below. Yeah, she was very nice and sweet, and I really enjoy watching her videos. So if you get a chance, check her out. She's just wonderful. So today I'm going to use these Cali Art markers. I bought these on a lightning deal for Prime. I think it was Prime Day. I bought these for Prime Day. And I wanted to show these, the pouch itself is very, very, very flimsy. So what I do, and I wanted to show this, is I put a piece of cardboard. I cut up one of the shipping box, I think the shipping boxes that it comes in, and I cut it to about the right size. And what that does, it keeps it from flopping over all over the place. Because when it first comes in, this is real flimsy. And if you set these down, they just flop over and the markers fall off, and it drives me crazy. So I do this with most of the markers that come in with these flimsy cases. The other thing I wanted to show you is the color swatches that I did for these Cali Art. I basically just did them, excuse me, in the order by which they're labeled. The B's, the G's, the R's, the Y's. And I would like to say that I get this out and plan out my colors every time I do a picture. But for the most part, no. I just grab a marker and say, this is what I'm going to use. And sometimes it comes out good, and sometimes it doesn't come out so good. Because really, let's see, let's pick this B003, which is the one I want to start with. If I can find it right here. This is the color. And if you look at the, can you see that, or is it too blurry? Right about there. If you look at the color on the outside of the marker, and you look at the color of the swatch, the marker comes out a bit lighter than what it does in the swatch. But I like to use these. I do my own. I use Excel, print out the numbers, and then I swatch them on the cardstock, because mainly I do everything, a lot of it, not everything, but most of it through digital on this same cardstock. So it gives me a pretty good representation of what the colors will look like when I'm finished. So what I'm thinking of doing for this teapot is I'm thinking of doing part of it in this blue, maybe the flowers in the pink. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's get this centered here. Now these markers are chisel tip, and they got the bullet nib. I am not 100% happy with them. I like them well enough. It's just that I'm not that good with them yet, and they come across a bit streaky when I use them. I use a lot of spree markers, and to be honest, I like those a bit better. But this was, like I said, was on sale, and everybody loved these Cali Art, so I thought I would try them out. And maybe as I go along and use them a bit more, I'll like them better. But for now, they're okay. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this blue for the lid, the handle, and the base. And then I'm going to use a blue-gray for the body of the um, teapot. And then from there, I'm going to use pink and green for the flowers. Okay, hopefully, because I cannot see as I'm recording this, that you guys can see what I'm doing. Is the bullet nib here and get started. So I think the hardest thing for me on these color and chats is actually knowing what to talk about. I see other YouTubers and they do it so effortlessly and they come up with all these stories to tell, and I was sitting here thinking, okay, what am I going to talk about? Well, let's see. I could start with my spider story. I hate spiders. I wouldn't say deathly afraid of them. I used to be more afraid of them when I was younger than I am now. And it's not really all spiders, it's just the bigger spiders. Like, we get a lot of these little what I call jumping spiders here in Texas. And those don't bother me. And we get the daddy long legs, of course, and those don't bother me. But ever since I've heard of the brown recluse, I am deathly scared of any largish spider that's brown. And so the other day, I walked into the bedroom and this spider ran right in front of my foot. And then he just stopped. And I stood there and I looked at him, or her, I don't know. And the spider just stood there. Didn't move, didn't do anything. And I was thinking, okay, this is in the middle of the night. My husband's asleep. If I leave to go get him to take care of this spider, and I would love to say that I was going to like capture him and take him outside, but no, I was going to kill him. But then I thought, if I take my eyes off him, he's going to move somewhere. I'm not going to know where he's going to go. And then that's going to freak me out because I have this spider in the house that I have no earthly idea where he went. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to have to take care of this myself. And I took my slipper off and I was going to get him. And that spider was super fast. I'm talking, he ran like a bullet and ran right under the desk, the part of the desk where the desk drawers are, where there was no way for me to get him. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, every time I come in here and sit at this desk, I am going to worry about where that spider is. And it was like, oh well, nothing much I can do about it. So I would say, I don't know, maybe an hour or two later, I'm in the kitchen and I'm standing there by the table, and this spider runs right between my legs, runs a little bit ahead of me, and just stops. And to me, it looked like the exact same spider. Who knows? I'm saying it's the exact same spider because, frankly, I don't want to have to think about the fact that there might be another one, more than one of those things in the house. And I'm staring at the spider and wondering what to do. And I decide that I'm going to call my husband in the middle of the night to come kill this spider. So I yell for my husband. He comes out. And I tell him, you need to kill this spider. I don't want him to run away. I don't want him to go somewhere where I can't see him. And then I'll be worried about him all night. So my husband, he gets a shoe. And he goes, and the spider almost got away. That spider was one of the fastest things I've ever seen. But my husband managed to cut him off at the pass, and sorry to say, the spider did not live to tell the tale. And I don't know if it was a brown recluse or not. I did not get close enough to the spider to look to see if he had, I think it's called, they say it has like a little violin on the back of it. I didn't get close enough to even be able to tell if it was, but I wasn't taking any chances on any type of spider that might bite, because I made the mistake one time of looking up on the internet what a brown recluse spider bite does, and those pictures, I would not recommend looking those up, because once you see those, you can't unsee them, and it's just nasty. And I just did not want to have to worry about, you know, any kind of spider bites or anything like that. So yeah, so he's gone, and I am sitting here at this desk where the original spider went under, and I am hoping and praying that it was the exact same spider that decided to make a run for it in the kitchen, because the thought of me sitting here with the spider underneath my feet is freaking me out. So yeah, that's my spider story. So yeah. Okay, so I had paused the video for a second because I had to get the rest of the colors out. Oh, I didn't want that side. I wanted this side to do this part. So this is BG01. I don't know if you can see. And I am going to do the rest of this teapot, the body at least, in the blue-gray. I really should have done the background first, because I like to do the background first on a lot of these pictures in order to, that way if I get him accidentally inside the lines of the drawing, I can cover it up a bit. But in this case, okay, this is going to take too long. I'm going to use the chisel tip, I think, for this. So has anybody been watching the Olympics? I have been watching it. Well, partly. What happened was this year we canceled cable because it got to be way too expensive. They kept increasing my cable bill every year by $20 until it got to the point where I just couldn't afford it anymore. And when I called them up to see if they would do anything for me as far as pricing, because it was just so expensive, they basically wouldn't work with me. And I kept trying to tell them that it really wasn't fair that a brand new customer coming in would get a really, really, really good deal, yet they couldn't work with a customer that had been a customer for over 30 years. It just didn't seem right. And in fact, one of the gentlemen that I talked to who really wanted to work with me, but unfortunately, at least according to him, he worked in the wrong department. He said, you do realize that you've been a customer longer than I've been alive. And I was like, wow, what a way to make me feel old. And I am old, but still, I was like, okay. Yeah. That's sad when you get up in the later years of life that you realize things like that, and it's like, oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to go the other tip through here because it's I'm getting out of the lines. So anyway, I really don't have an outlet to watch the Olympics because I canceled cable, and the streaming service that I was using for some of the channels that I like to watch, NBC wasn't one of them. So I had my husband, he had hooked up an antenna for when like the internet is out so he can have TV to watch. I had him hook up that antenna to my TV that I watch here in the living room so that I can watch the Olympics. The only problem with that is I get very limited coverage of the Olympics. I can just see what's, you know, like NBC has coverage on USA and all of their affiliate channels. But basically, I just can watch their primetime coverage on their NBC channel. But even that's good, and the only really downside to it is the fact that the signal cuts out here and there. So it sometimes it's a little sketchy trying to watch it, but I've been enjoying what I've been watching so far. I especially like the swimming and the diving and the water events. I like those. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. And I can always watch like highlights here and there. Okay, so next I am going to do the steam that's coming out here in this warm gray 01. I don't know why, but I have always tried to be very careful of the lines, but I am always not the best at staying in the lines. Sometimes it doesn't matter how careful I am. My hands are not as steady. So sometimes, even though I try real hard, yeah. Other times, I'm just coloring super fast, and I go out of the lines because I'm not in a hurry exactly. It's that I just don't have the patience to be super fiddly with my coloring, which is why when I do coloring with colored pencils or even with markers, I don't do shading. I may do minimal shading, but I don't. I see somebody that like if they took this leaf, they will use 5 different colors to do one leaf with all the blending and the shading and I'm sorry, I don't have the patience for that. I know I'm retired and everything and got plenty of time, but it is just so fiddly. And to be honest, I wouldn't enjoy myself. I enjoy coloring the best, just the art of laying down color on a piece of paper. And I just find that so relaxing. And even if I get out of the lines a bit, I don't sweat it because I had fun. And if you're not going to have fun in your coloring, then why do it? I mean, the whole point is to enjoy yourself. And if you're the type of person who enjoys that kind of coloring, that's wonderful, because honestly, those pictures, I've seen some that they come out, they're works of art. Just works of art. And I really admire the people that make them. I find them super creative. And I kind of sometimes wish I could be like that. But then I think, well, hey, I enjoy what I do just as much as they enjoy what they do. And it's just okay to do the coloring your way. There's no right or wrong way to color a picture. If you want to color, if you wanted to take this teapot for say and color it in psychedelic colors, hey, I'm all for it. It's all whatever floats your boat and whatever makes you happy and whatever enjoyment you find in coloring that makes it fun. Okay, so I need to get should I do, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red, B2, no, that's not the right red, B317 is what I want to look for. Yeah. It's sort of, I think, B317. I think it is, hopefully, in between a red and it looks red. Here we go. Yeah. And then I'm going to take this and color this heart with this color, so it still ties into the original teapot. And that's it. So that's all I'm going to do for this video. I'm going to find my metallic markers, and I'm going to use a metallic marker to color the spoon, because I don't know why. I figure, to me, all the spoons are like silver, and I just want to color it silver. And then I will find some kind of background to put around this and washi tape. And I didn't mention this before, but this picture is from Easy Coloring by Jade Summer. I really love this book. I love how it has a minimal grayscale, so you get a bit of shadowing without having to mess with doing it yourself. And the older I get, the more, it's not that I can't see up. I mean, I have very bad eyes. I have glasses that are thick as a Coke bottle, but it's not that I can't see to do the smaller spaces. It's just I don't enjoy things that are too detailed. And sometimes I just love doing these simple pictures. You just throw some color down and it is so much fun, and it doesn't take forever, and I really love the way they look when they come out. And the thing about doing the digital ones that I really like is if later on I want to do this teapot again, I can print it out and do it in a whole different color scheme. Like the next time I do it, I might do this whole thing the same color, or I could do it, you know, totally different. It just, that is the number one reason why I prefer digital. Well, there's two reasons. One is I prefer the cardstock. To me, it's easier to print. You use the alcohol markers, and if you look at this mat, none of it came out, or if a little did, but not much. I don't have to worry about putting down the pages, you know, in between to protect the other pages behind it. I don't have to worry about the spine getting in the way. And the other reason is if I did mess up, or sometimes I like coloring a picture so much I do want to color it again, but in a different color scheme, I can do it. And that is those are the two main reasons really why I choose digital over a coloring book any day. So that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate your viewage. I don't know if that's a word. Is future words? Patronage? No, that doesn't sound right either. Anyways, I enjoy doing these videos, and I hope you enjoy watching them. And thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.